Hello, I'm Waite. This is my fourth video demonstrating my progress on my open world system developed within DirectX. Since the last update, I've greatly improved the serialization system to allow entire buffers to be written and read from binary files rather than just vertex position floats. The serialization works by first converting the vertex and index buffers to chars, then storing the buffers within a buffer data class. Then, once the data is stored within the class instance is added to a vector. Then, the system takes the size of the vector and writes it to a binary file to allow the required data size to be read when later deserializing the buffers. Then, the data contained within the vector is written to the binary file. Deserialization works by creating an empty vector, then resizing the vector to the correct size by reading the required size from the binary file. Next, the buffer data is read from the binary file into the correctly resized buffer data vector. Once this is done, the vertex and index buffers are converted to the correct data type from char and returned from the buffer data class. I've set up my system to serialize all of the buffers when the models are first initialized. When the player moves a specific distance away from a chunk, all of the buffers within that chunk are shut down, deleting them from memory. When the player moves back into range of the chunk, the buffers are deserialized and read back into memory from the binary files. I intend to improve the serialization system to only write buffer data if the binary files do not exist. This allows me to load data from previous sessions and will greatly reduce the amount of time it takes to initialize the system. I also intend to improve the open world system to contain more objects within each of the chunks, and I'm hoping to be able to implement a system to allow NPCs to travel between the chunks.